Prophecy, Psalms 109 verse 4 and fulfillment, Luke 23 verse 34. Praise for his enemies. The Psalms, as part of the Old Testament scriptures, contain numerous prophetic verses that foreshadow the life, ministry, and character of the promised Messiah. In Psalms 109 verse 4, the psalmist expresses a poignant plea for divine intervention against enemies. This verse finds its fulfillment in the words and actions of Jesus Christ as recorded in Luke 23 verse 34. In this video, we will explore the prophecy in Psalms 109 verse 4, delve into its fulfillment in Luke 23 verse 34, and reflect on the profound significance of Jesus' prayer for his enemies. Unveiling Psalms 109 verse 4, a cry for divine intervention. In Psalm 109, the psalmist laments the hostility and malicious intent of his enemies. In verse 4 he cries out, "In return for my love, they accuse me, but I give myself to prayer." Here, the psalmist grapples with the pain of being falsely accused and persecuted by those he once loved and seeks comfort and justice through prayer. The fulfillment in Luke 23 verse 34, Jesus' prayer from the cross. In Luke 23, we witness the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the promised Messiah. As he hangs on the cross, enduring excruciating pain and humiliation, Jesus prays for those who are responsible for his crucifixion, including the Roman soldiers and the religious leaders. In verse 34, Jesus says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Here, in the midst of his suffering, Jesus demonstrates unparalleled compassion and love by interceding for his enemies and seeking their forgiveness. The significance of Jesus' prayer for his enemies. The fulfillment of Psalms 109 verse 4 and Luke 23 verse 34 holds profound significance for believers. 1. Unconditional love. Jesus' prayer exemplifies his boundless love for humanity, even in the face of betrayal and cruelty. His selfless act of intercession models the highest form of love and forgiveness. 2. Redemption and reconciliation. In praying for his enemies, Jesus offers the opportunity for repentance and reconciliation. His prayer paves the way for sinners to be forgiven and restored to a right relationship with God. 3. Triumph over evil. By praying for his enemies, Jesus triumphs over the darkness of sin and evil. His act of forgiveness shows that love and grace have the power to conquer hatred and animosity. 4. Example for believers. Jesus' prayer sets an example for believers to follow. As his followers, we are called to love our enemies, pray for those who persecute us, and extend forgiveness as he did. 5. Invitation to salvation. Jesus' prayer extends an invitation to all humanity to come to him in repentance and faith. His desire to forgive and restore shows that no one is beyond the reach of God's grace. Conclusion. Psalms 109 verse 4 prophetically captures the psalmist's plea for divine intervention against enemies, which is ultimately fulfilled in Luke 23 verse 34 as Jesus prays for his enemies from the cross. This powerful moment of intercession exemplifies Jesus' unconditional love, his desire for redemption and reconciliation, and his triumph over evil. As believers, we are called to emulate Jesus' example and extend forgiveness and love to those who may have wronged us. Jesus' prayer serves as an invitation to all to come to him, experience his grace, and find forgiveness and salvation. May we be inspired by Jesus' selfless act of praying for his enemies, and may it transform the way we interact with others and reflect his love and compassion in a broken world.